Hi guys, in this review we're covering this PC Partner by Leading Technology keyboard. This is one of those VCTL VTech keyboards that are also like the Expo and Laser kind. But this one I found, and it's still one of the prettiest and most colorful vintage keyboards I have, and it's really cool. And these keyboards are known for using MX mount SMK second generation clicky switches, and this one is no exception. And here's what it looks like. So yeah, this is the MX mount version of the SMK second generation clicky switches. And yes, these feel fantastic. They're basically Cherry MX Blue, but better in every way. They sound better, they feel better, they're smoother, they're factory lubed. They feel a lot more refined as well. The keycaps have like the retro Keytronic font, which I think looks pretty good on these older keyboards. And then looking at the keycaps, yes, these are purple on the inside. I'm gonna try and shine it into the light. The camera doesn't pick it up super well. But yes, the legends are purple in this board. Okay, there you go. You can kind of see the purple coloring there. And they're really nice caps. Double shot ABS. The same thickness as GMK actually. I did compare that to one of my GMK laser keycaps. And this board does use, I think, CoStar stabilizers with, you know, the MX inserts for the sides, so these will fit modern, you know, keyboards, and then modern keycap sets can fit on this. However, you know, for the big ass enter, which does have an ANSI centered switch, you won't really have a spot to fill this part here for the backslash. But other than that, it's, you know, nearly compatible with the modern keycap set, and vice versa. You could swap this onto another keyboard, you know, however you want to accommodate the big ass enter. In person, the lock lights are a little dim, but it's also nice to have an extra power light too. Not sure why they went Mac mode with the italicized font for the lock light bank. And also here's the Leading Technology logo and the PC Partner logo. But yeah, I love it's like a dark purple and a teal color. It's really neat. The keycaps, you know, still have that pearl and pebble two colorway design, but instead of having them on all the modifiers, it has them for the F keys and nav cluster, which I kind of wish I saw more keyboards doing that, because it's still a pretty elegant look. The build quality is pretty disappointing though. The switches are all PCB mounted. There's no plate or anything to hold it together, just the thin plastic case. And yes, it does creak pretty easily. The weakness of one of these boards. Not built all that tough. The switch for the O key sometimes doesn't register, so I'll plan to swap that out with the pause key switch, and then it'll be good as new again. Taking a look at the back of the keyboard, the colors still continue. Like there's the purple colored feet, although these two actually have screws hidden under them, but you can sort of take them out like this. They're not glued to anything. If I can carefully do it. There you go. Just comes out like that. The screw's under there, so, you know, no damage really. You know, if you want to take this apart. Just have flip out feet that are pretty easy to use, and you know, the one pad right there, it's missing on this side. It also has a cable gutter, although these things worry me that it might break off if I use it, so I usually don't. But you can see it's just screws, no clips, no clips to take it off. So, which is nice. And then here's the label and the FCC ID, which I think all of the different brands that these boards came in all have a similar sticker in the back. And then you can see 2269 in the FCC ID, which I'm pretty sure was the general model number for these keyboards. The cable's pretty nice and thick and too, it's got this shiny, look and feel to it, but it's pretty nice and has a 5-pin DIN plug with the AG protocol. Works fine over PS2 adapter through PS2 converter or source. No issues with either one. In conclusion, these are really nice boards, and I like mine for sure. And this version is really colorful. However, they are expensive, and so I did pay a little much for this one. I think I see them, like around the $100 mark, sometimes more than that, but I definitely see if you can try to get one a little cheaper. These things even seem to go a little bit more for like some basic Alps boards, but they're definitely really nice. The switches aren't as, sensitive to dirt and dust as Alps. So you don't really have to worry about cleaning them or, messing with the switches, which is nice on these. Although they're not built very well, but they sound very nice. I do have a typing demo of this one on the channel, so check that out if you're interested. But yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and that'll be it for this one.